A key tenet of the Toyota production system is going to the source to understand a problem and gather information. The underlying premise is that in order to truly understand a situation, one needs to go to Gemba, or the actual place where the work is done. Gemba, also written as Genba, is the Japanese word meaning the actual place. In Lean, the Gemba refers to the place where value is created, such as the shop floor in manufacturing, the operating room in a hospital, the job site on a construction project, the kitchen of a restaurant, or the workstation of a software programmer. The term going to Gemba is described by the Japanese term Genshi Genbutsu. A popular approach in companies who utilize lean thinking is called Gemba walks, which refers to the frequent action of going to see the actual process, understand the work, ask questions, and learn from those who do the work. It's an important opportunity for management and the team leads to break away from their day-to-day tasks to walk the floor of their workplace to deeply understand operations, develop team member problem solving, and remove obstacles. This is in stark contrast to what actually happens in many organizations, which focuses heavily on responding to emails, reviewing electronic dashboards, and having discussions about issues and opportunities for improvement from the comfort of an office chair in a conference room. An old technique used within Toyota is now referred to simply as stand in circle. As the story goes, Taiichi Ohno, considered to be the father of the Toyota production system, would draw a circle with chalk on the shop floor and have a manager stand in that circle to observe an operation. His direction would be simple: watch. Ohno, or another coach, would periodically come back to ask the manager what they saw. This process would help develop leaders capable of understanding operations, seeing waste, and asking good questions. In order to make any improvement, you must spend time on the floor where the product or service is being created and delivered. Often, we assume we understand how a process works, but do we really? Have we taken the time to watch? As we take the time to truly understand a process, have we counseled with the subject matter experts that do the work each day? Have we shown these individuals respect by asking them judgment-free questions? Have we asked about their obstacles and ideas for improvement? Have we made a sincere effort as a leader to help address their obstacles and support their ideas? This may sound easy, it's anything but. The leadership skills required to go see, ask why, and show respect are difficult, require commitment, and daily practice. Taiichi Ohno was known for saying that Toyota managers should be sufficiently engaged on the factory floor that they have to wash their hands at least 3 times a day. Washing your hands stems from the early days of engineering and product development at Toyota. To understand how new engineering designs were coming together on the assembly line, the managers had to be so involved on the shop floor that they needed to wash their hands several times throughout the day. Even with mature operations across Toyota, it is still an expectation that leaders wash their hands in all sectors throughout the company: sales, finance, accounting, design. This is the only way to truly understand operations, identify countermeasures, and develop your team. If you want to understand how patient care is being delivered at the bedside, you should go to Gemba and see for yourself, often. Our minds have been conditioned to use heuristics, which is an approach to problem solving that is not guaranteed to deliver an accurate picture of the problem and potential countermeasures, but is sufficient to meet immediate goals given the time and resource constraints that we often have. In other words, in our race to complete all of our deliverables each day, we often rely on assumptions regarding how the actual work is getting done. It's natural, but it doesn't help us get better at delivering exceptional products and services. In order to challenge these assumptions, we need to go to Gemba and truly grasp the current condition. Going to Gemba is all about challenging assumptions and approaching the problem or opportunity through a scientific lens. To do that, we need the facts, but we also need to be respectful of those doing the work and be sure to leverage both their understanding of the process and their ideas for improvement. Our job when we go see is not to solve the problems ourselves. This can be difficult as many of us have been conditioned over time to want to come up with amazing solutions and receive accolades from our peers. But when we work in socio-technical systems, this needs to be done together, with those that do the work, identifying the issues, obstacles, and potential countermeasures. Then the leader can help remove these obstacles and support the continued development of the team. To help you do this, here are a few key elements of a Gemba walk to keep in mind. Observe, don't correct. We must make sure that we are going to Gemba with a sincere commitment to respect for people. This is their place of work, they are capable, and they want to do a good job. So seek to understand the purpose and process from their standpoint. Be sure to note the value-added activities, as everything else is a form of one of the 7 forms of waste. Then, as a leader, your role is to remove obstacles and non-value-added activities, all while you support the problem-solving efforts of the team to minimize waste and create flow. While every process is different, the work should all be in alignment with the organization and business unit's purpose. This fundamental goal should drive our understanding of and questions about the process and role of those that support it. Toyota Chairman Fujio Cho is famous for saying, "Go see, ask why, show respect," and is the way we turn the scientific method into a habit and behavior that is practiced regularly. As John Shook writes in his LEI article on the topic, we go to observe what is really happening at the Gemba where the work takes place, while showing respect to the people involved, especially the people who do the real value-creating work of the organization. John Shook was the first American employee at Toyota's world headquarters in 1983 and went on to be the company's first American manager in Japan. In his last role with the company, he was the senior American manager with the Toyota Supplier Support Center in Kentucky. This organization does a tremendous amount of coaching and training to support lean thinking throughout the supply chain, as well as supporting other manufacturers, nonprofits, and community organizations find better ways of doing their day-to-day work. So he's had a lot of experience in helping others go to Gemba. Here's what he suggests. Even though purpose is most important in these early conversations, it's often easier to ask about the process first. Once you understand the technical side of the socio-technical system and develop a rapport with a team member, it's usually easier to then open up the conversation to purpose and get a better sense of how to create more alignment between purpose and process. Again, when working in a socio-technical system, we need to be cognizant of people, process, and purpose. At the most basic level, you want to see if management is working to align people and process to achieve a specific purpose. So here are some questions you can ask to help get at this. What is the purpose of the Gemba and the broader organization? Are they aligned? Can you see that alignment in the process and people? Are processes designed consistently to achieve the purpose? Are people engaged in working to achieve the purpose, and are they supported in this work by the process? Now that you're at the Gemba, you can start to ask why, but make sure you check your motivations before you go see. Are you going in with a solution already in mind? If so, stop. Remember that lean thinking is never about jumping to conclusions or solutions. Instead, use the scientific method to truly improve. You can also go in with a waste view, where you look for non-value-added activities, especially overproduction. You can take a problem-solving approach by starting with the purpose of the process. Ask what's preventing you from achieving your goals, which could be along the lines of SQDCM, which again stands for safety, quality, delivery, cost, or morale. Another approach, though, which takes into account the entire socio-technical system, is to evaluate the value stream. You can do this at different levels, the organization, department, or process, but this will help you see the larger opportunities across the value stream. Finally, when going to see, always show respect to all the people in our system, especially the people who do the value-creating work of the business. When visiting the Gemba, through showing respect for the workers, we also show respect for our customers and the company, analyzing for disconnects between the true north vision and what's actually happening. Respect for people is also often mistaken for being nice or polite, but it's more than that. It's about setting challenging expectations and helping to develop team members at all levels of the organization. Think of this flow: respect people, rely on people, develop people, and challenge people. When you go to Gemba, consider how you can help. But again, this does not mean coming in with a solution. But we can avoid that common trap by confirming what's actually happening at the Gemba. We can diagnose and problem solve with those that do the work. It's one of the most important principles and practices of lean management. As you practice go see, ask why, show respect in the Gemba, you'll be amazed at what your team members can accomplish with your presence, support, and humble inquiry.